And of course, an impressive performance there too by the Enugu State dance troupe. They really did well. But that is the grand opening and unveiling of Hotel Presidential Enugu that held yesterday in grand style. We're joined now in the studio by Afia TV Head of News and Current Affairs, Mr. Alex Obodo, to dissect, assess, critically analyze, and preview the developments yesterday. Mr. Alex, great to have you.
I know where you got those lines. I will not tell them.
No, we had them enough.
I'm meant to be a hype woman, no. I swear.
I'm not
I swear.
Yes.
I'm meant to be a hype woman.
And maybe I will apply.
Toe that line.
Toe the line. All right, Mr. Alex, it's happened, done, dusted. The doors are now open to the lawyers. Of course, they would be launching it before lots of other people. But one would ask, why is Hotel Presidential even news? It's a hotel. I mean, hotels are commissioned everywhere, opened everywhere. But why is this in any way significant? Why is it a story making the Afia Morning Show?
Good morning, Natalie. Good morning, Oji. Welcome. It's because of the history. There's something about Hotel Presidential that really touches our people, as people from the Southeast. The very first time the hotel was inaugurated was in 1963, precisely in August. I think it was August 28th or 23rd, by Dr. Michael Ihono Karakbara. So the same but slightly bigger edifice also commissioned in Port Harcourt, Hotel Presidential in Port Harcourt. So you can understand that it was something that represented a landmark for the Igbo man. The Hotel Presidential is not just that hotel, and that's why people started complaining when it went moribund, went decrepit, and people would just look at that place and say, so at the end of the day, when you restore such thing, it revokes some kind of pride in the people, and it's worth it. The celebration is worth it. This, I mean, politic about it all you want, Hotel Presidential is back.
Okay, see, will this actually wake the structures, plans, moribund projects of Dr. Michael Okpara? Would this somewhat start letting these governors to start thinking back that there was a plan for the Eastern region, which was championed by this great man and his legacy, Dr. Michael Okpara? Would this make them invoke that passion to go back to that plan stated for the southeastern Nigeria?
Yes, I think I see that happening across Southeast. I mean, it doesn't matter what you think about any of the governors. You see some deliberate effort to either reconstruct something that has been dilapidated. If you go to Afia State, there are a few things Alex Oti is also doing to bring back whatever it is he met in a very sorry state. Same is also happening in Anambra. You know, Soludo is building a few things to make things look nice. So what this does is that for the Southeast, you have more structures springing up in the Southeast. I think the Southeast, from what we are seeing, is on the right path in terms of development, but it needs to be consistent, it needs to be need-driven, it needs to be people-oriented. So you can't do all these things detaching yourself from the people. You must find a way of bringing yourself closer to the people while you're doing all that, so that you don't finish commissioning this and you walk away and it's forgotten. People go home and snore and they forget you. You have to find a way of remaining in their consciousness.
Right. Now, you were there yesterday, another hotel, yet again in Enugu State. There are people that believe that Enugu State has enough hotels. We don't get another. Why do you think we do not?
It's not about what I think. All right, if with the calculations made, actually, Enugu is in a very big deficit. I don't have the exact figures. But Enugu would need many more hotel rooms. Enugu will still need maybe, let me be modest, maybe 1,000 more hotel rooms in order to actually meet the required standard. Because even the people, the Nigeria Bar Association members that will be coming, some of them are lodged outside of the city.
Right.
So that tells you something. If you're going to host, if suddenly now the federal government says Enugu should host another 17 World Cup, that you have to host people here, some of the people might not actually find the befitting accommodation to be in. Some people will not understand this. But if you plan to have a mega city that will welcome maybe 10 million visitors a year, not all of them will spend the night, yes, but those who want to spend the night will have a place to spend the night. But if you don't have that place, you can't even welcome them. That's what it is. Enugu needs more hotels. But the point is, in building those hotels, I hope they are being built at the right places.
Yes, there are some people that see some kind of a rush to commission these projects, some that believe that the project should not be commissioned until it's 100% ready. Now, in an interview with the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Demugochi Madueke, on Enugu Kwenu just on Wednesday, she said that the hotel is 95% ready, and the other 5% is still some work going on in other sections that are not critical to the functioning of the hotel. Where do you stand on this line of thoughts that a building should not be commissioned before it's 100% complete?
There are people, my people will say that, how about Chokoshi, National Mugafa Hanese, people who look for something to complain about. They will say that after drinking water that they need toothpick. These are the people who do this. Okay, that structure has been there for 16 years. And of all the things you would say, that's what you want to say. You should worry about how much was spent to do this. I think for me, those are the big questions, not whether they have finished it, they are rushing to you're even talking about it because there's activity. Our people must learn to direct their anger properly. If you're not happy with the government, say what you're not happy about. Don't hide behind things that are being done and you're talking nonsense. What needs to happen? How much was spent fixing Presidential Hotel? We don't know. We need to know.
Yeah.
I'm asking the government. Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, she seems to be holding back the information.
Yeah, she was unable to provide that information.
It has to be said. Someone needs to tell them.
Yeah.
We need to know how much that was spent. People are paying taxes. They need to know how much that was spent. This is no insult to anybody. It's supposed to be open. How much did you spend fixing it?
Right.
That's on the...
How much spends on that? I'm just hoping that they're going to make it public, by the way. But do you think, as this hotel is positioned right now, is going to recoup all investments, that
over time. Over time. It needs to happen over time. You don't expect that it will recoup it this year. Because the kind of abandonment it suffered meant that they just had to... they had to change everything. It will take some time. But it belongs to Enugu state government, so you can have some time, 5 years, 10 years to recoup whatever it is. But at the end of the day, President is back. I'm waiting for the meat pie.
Right, President meat pie. Please don't say that this morning. It's a dangerous thing to say because some of us are just being fueled by coffee at this point in time. No, I'm not sure. Maybe it's possible.
President.
All we know is that it's President meat pie.
That was from Chop on Chop too.
You pay for this advert, so you and Kobino sort out these payments, and then Ikenga would issue the mail. Okay, so President meat pie. That's all we know. But there are people that are still wondering. You were there yesterday, and you've seen the videos, of course, on the screen of the different rooms. How would you feel, or how would you comment on the standard of Hotel Presidential? Did what you saw yesterday meet your expectations?
It's immeasurable.
Okay, a lot of people who are even talking about Presidential Hotel have never been to the room. And I'm saying the truth. So what are you judging it against?
Well, from what I saw from the videos, right?
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, I asked a rhetorical question.
Did you find okay? Then let me be more specific. Did you find anything that was a wow factor for you during the unveiling, during the report?
Yeah, I like the fact that they had to take another look at the landscaping, because if you looked at the aerial shots of Presidential Hotel, you will know. If you look at the aerial shots against the major road, you will know that there was a deliberate plan to make the internal structure beautiful. And what I would want to see is that they know that they will maintain it. This is the age of social media. If anything is not right there, we probably see it on Facebook first. So they know, everyone that handles anything that is public now will be on their toes.
Still on the issue of standards, do you think that what you saw yesterday is capable of hosting or giving accommodation, providing accommodation to the lawyers?
Yes, they can. I can understand that maybe the hotel may not have rolled out the way they would want it to. But at least the first line of what people who are coming there need, especially for the lawyers, is to sleep. many of them might be eating out, not necessarily eating in their hotel rooms, because a lot of their activities are the ICC. So I'm sure they have plans for where they'll eat. A lot of things are happening in terms of they have a catalog of places people can eat compiled for the NBA. So not necessarily in their hotels. So you just need a place to lay their heads. And Presidential Hotel can provide that now. What you would also worry about is how would they move around? I guess you can answer that question yourself.
Right.
Okay. Let's, from your vantage point now, let's talk about the news and people and all that. How do you think people received these infrastructure, this structure and just completed? How do you feel people received, like, from what you've been hearing outside there? What is the reception like?
I think the reception is good. That's part of the reason why I had to go there yesterday. I didn't stay until the governor. I mean, a lot of time was wasted waiting. But I got there, looked around and went my way. I just needed to feel the pulse. I needed to have a direct feel of what was going on. People were happy to see Presidential Hotel back. You knew what it looked like driving through that area. Excuse me, it was not nice to look at all. It was not nice to look at. And this is not a cheerleading competition we're doing, no. But if what is good is good.
But when we're speaking to
it doesn't matter whether it's the person you like that built it.
Like we're speaking to the critics right now, as they argue that, hey, this is not what the Enugu people want or need at this point in time.
So what is it that Enugu people need?
Industry, investors to create more jobs and employ more people and all that.
I like the divergence of views. I like the fact that people are holding different opinions. I like the fact that people are saying this is what we need, not this. Because what it tells you is that you have an intelligent population that is willing to question and ask if there are better alternatives that best serve their needs. So yes, you can also respond to that.
Yeah, so let's look at how maybe Presidential Hotel can also serve some kind of need. So obviously I will not apply to be a waiter at Presidential Hotel. I will not apply to be a chef at Presidential Hotel. I will not apply to be a driver at Presidential Hotel. I will not apply to be a janitor. I will not apply to be laundryman. I will not apply to be
manages the logistics.
I will not apply to be the receptionist. I will not apply to be the electrician. I'm just listing some of the job openings that will be available there. So, but of course, there are sections of the population that will want to vibe negative. That's totally understood.
Where do you vibe, Mr. Alex?
Positive.
All right, challenges. Now launch is over, unveiling is over. What do you suspect will be the emerging challenges for the newly rehabilitated hotel?
All right, it will have to start competing. The hotel is a hotel at the end of the day. Yes, it's priced on, but it's also on a lane where you already have hotels that are thriving. That's Born Sunshine, just about 50 meters away from a Presidential Hotel. But then Presidential Hotel has an advantage in that respect. It has the space. Look at all the space available to Presidential Hotel. It has a pool. It has a lawn tennis court. It has a basketball court. It has basically everything. It has two halls, the cinema hall and the Federation Hall. I mean, these are some of the details a lot of people don't know. I mean, having anchored events there, I know. You have a cinema hall where you can actually do movies. You have the Federation Hall where you can hold events, So with this, and they have a good surrounding. They can easily, pivot it to an event center if you want. So they can be competitive. It depends on, I hear it's Amber that's managing.
Amber Hospitality.
Yes, so if they do their job well, then, Presidential may be back in business faster than we think.
Another skepticism is that, this edifice serves more for the elites than the masses, right? That brings us to even also know what the tariff of these edifices is going to be, the tariff for maybe the halls, the rooms, and all that. So what would you speak to these skepticisms?
So in 1985, who were the people going to Presidential Hotel? Is it the masses? Was it the masses? In every society, you will know where you belong. You will know where you belong.
So bougie talk.
No. You know where you belong. Oji, excuse me, if you step into an event, you know where you will sit. You will know where you will sit. As an Igbo man, let's not mix things up. Hotels are not meant for everyone to go and stay in. Someone travels, comes into Enugu, needs to sleep, goes to a hotel. If they tell you the price, if you can afford it, you pay. So if you want to say that it's elitist, if I'm invited for a workshop in Abuja and I go there and I lodge in a hotel, what makes that elitist?
Well,
but elitism is about something you can afford.
This from the public opinion and people who are
I totally understand it.
About,
but the hotel presidential facility is not meant for everybody. It's meant for people who can access and pay for the services. It's not a giveaway. The governor never announced that it was going to be free from the Enugu. Yes, there are things that can be accessed by almost everybody. The buses. The CNG buses can be accessed by everybody. But the hotel will not. The International Conference Center Hotel will not be accessed by everybody. It cannot be accessed by everybody. Because obviously, you will know where you belong. If you walk into the ICC to attend a function, you will know whether you'll be in the front row. Nobody will tell you.
But why would the elites access our CNG buses?
If they want, it's a choice. I said for everybody. I said it's for everybody.
That's just on the side, though.
I mean, everything, water will find its level. This is not, I understand that there's a lot of, you don't now know who is politicking and who is speaking from their mind. And that's just the problem we have now. Not just in Enugu, but in the southeast. Someone does something and someone says, instead of using the money to build industry. So the facility will employ people. It will employ people. And I didn't even mention the supply chain aspect. People who are into poultry business will start flourishing. They'll supply eggs and chicken and beef. And they have all sorts of things people eat. And seafood. Anyway, let's not even go there. And people who understand how hospitality industry works, they know exactly what has been unveiled. So not everyone will understand it. You will understand it to the level of your exposure and knowledge. That's what it is. And that's not elitist.
All right, we're going to a quick break now, and when we return, we'll discuss beyond the hotel presidential to other directives that seem to be underway ahead of the NBA annual general conference, as we're seeing MOT issuing a directive to suspend certain operations. The morning show returns in just split seconds. Stay tuned.